Hey everyone, my name is Alex and welcome to a Nintendo Switch review of Kingdom Rush Origins. Now in today's video we're going to review Kingdom Rush Origins on the Nintendo Switch and we're going to break it into two separate bits. So for the bulk of this video and for the first bit, we're going to be looking at the gameplay and we're going to be talking about is Kingdom Rush Origins the best Kingdom Rush game on the Nintendo Switch right now and just how good is it? And then the second part, I'm going to review it on the Switch specifically. So I'm going to talk about, is it a good port, does it work well, all that stuff. So if that sounds good to you, then stay tuned to this video. Before we go any further, I just want to say a massive thank you to Ironhide Games for providing me with the key of this game so I can review it for you. So hopefully you enjoy this video. So Kingdom Rush Origins is the third game in the Kingdom Rush series and is set before its two predecessors, the original Kingdom Rush and Kingdom Rush Frontiers, both of which have already had successful ports onto the Nintendo Switch. Now, just as its predecessors, Origins at its core is the most brilliant tower defense game, where players through the use of 4 types of towers and specialist heroes fight off wave upon wave of enemy units before they reach a designated checkpoint, and these units vary massively in how they operate and how they will challenge you. The 4 types of towers are incredibly similar to the first two games, with essentially an archer tower which fires archers, a boulder tower which launches boulders for area damage, that replaces the dwarven bombard by the way, a mage tower for magic attacks, and a barracks for melee attacks, and to hold the enemies up whilst your other towers do some serious damage. Just as with its predecessors, Kingdom Rush Origins allows towers to be upgraded in battle, which is really key and something you'll have to put a lot of resources in, as well as having their abilities upgraded in the campaign menu to give you things like a bigger rally point for the barracks. The heroes part of this game is just as fun as always as well, and actually, in Origins, it's probably the best yet we've got on Switch. Origins has the best array of heroes of all 3 games currently on Switch, giving players even more ways to enjoy and win games in addition to the all-important replayability. Now this is important, but when compared to the other Kingdom Rush games on the Nintendo Switch, both of which are incredibly fun and both of which I gave very positive reviews to, this is my favourite so far, and I think, just marginally, it is the best. Now on top of the things that I've already mentioned, such as it having the best array of heroes, for me Origins has the most dynamic levels yet. Enemies come from multiple angles and often brand new paths emerge, making you think carefully about your placement of towers and encouraging you to save some resources too. Now this is something Frontiers did, but I just feel like Origins does it better. You also have 3 unique abilities to you instead of 2, with one being hero specific, and finally, many of the levels have unique features such as unique units and dynamics, some of which help you, some of which certainly hurt you. On one level, for example, the enemy kind of has catapults coming in at certain intervals, bombarding the crap out of some of your units, which is frustrating, but the levels are more dynamic than I remember in the other 2, and I enjoyed playing the levels more than I did in the other 2 as well. Now don't get me wrong, Origins offers a very similar experience to the original Kingdom Rush and to Frontiers, and although these are positives, they're very similar games still. Origins is not 10 times better than the other 2, but for me, it does edge it and does make it the best Kingdom Rush game on Switch. So gameplay wise, I'm very positive about Origins, but just how well does it run on the system? Now I was expecting a lot from this because the other 2 games ran perfectly fine from my experience, and I'm positive and glad to say that Kingdom Rush Origins is no different. In both docked and handheld mode, the game ran perfectly well for me, with very few issues, and even if the frame rate maybe dropped a little bit, and I didn't particularly notice, it definitely was not game ending or game changing. It was fine for me. And also, Origins has nice controls, just as all the Kingdom Rush games do on Switch. One final thing I want to mention on the controls and how it runs side of things, this game does have touchscreen. Now for those of you who use touchscreen on Switch a lot, then you'll enjoy this. For me, I always find the touchscreen quite fiddly, so I definitely think the best way to play it is either with the Joy-Cons on in handheld mode or in docked mode if you want to play it on the TV or something. Now because this is a review, I will give a few things that maybe would enhance the experience. Maybe it would be cool to have 5 towers and you have to choose 4 for every level. Maybe it would be cool to have an extra ability or stuff like that. But to be honest, as a tower defense game goes and for what Kingdom Rush is, it's pretty much perfect, and Kingdom Rush Origins just fine-tunes the setup and is an absolutely brilliant experience, and Ironhide Games have done a great job porting this one over to Switch. Thank you so much for watching this video today. If you want to find out even more about Kingdom Rush, then check out my review of another one of the Kingdom Rush games in the box below. Also, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. My name is Alex, and I will see you in another video soon.